On February 18, 1930, Jack Boyden Strong was born in the bedroom where his parents slept and called home in Carthage, Texas. Life for Jack growing up in Carthage, Texas was pretty typical for everyone. The county was very poor. His father was the county judge for a time and ushered in the convenience of paved roads. His mother worked in the home and took care of the family. During this time, Jack would develop a strong bond with Andy Rockmore, a timid yet strong African-American man that helped take care of the family. Jack's father rescued Andy from prison and provided a home for him in the family's garage apartment. Jack fondly recalls Andy as an important part of his life. Jack was unaware that his sense of social justice and equality was beginning to take shape. Later on, Jack had an experience that would shape his social consciousness forever. As he was at home preparing to attend a social event, he witnessed a black woman who helped around the house explaining to her child that he could not go.
He said, "Mama," said, "that sounds like it's fun. I'd like to go to that." She said, "Hush up, boy. You know, you can't go there. That's for the white people." And he turned and looked at her. And I can envision it just like it was yesterday. And he said, "Well, Mama, when I die and go to see Jesus, am I going to be white then?" And that was an important thing in my life. It clarified for me what race relations were about.
Graduating from the University of Texas at Austin, UT School of Law in 1952, Jack then became interested in politics, and while in law school, worked as an assistant committee clerk in the House of Representatives. He then moved to Longview in 1958. As the years went by in Longview, Jack was then elected to the Texas State Senate in 1962, where he established a great bond and working relationship with Senator Lloyd Bentsen, who later became the running mate for Governor Michael Dukakis in the 1988 presidential campaign. During his 8 years as Texas Senator, Jack formed other significant relationships and continued meeting people along the way that would make an impact on the history of race relations in America.
I first met Jack when I was in high school, Longview High School back in the 60s. I was kind of politically active. Jack was an East Texas Democrat state senator, and I was a young firebrand Republican. But I always respected and admired Jack for the work he did.
In 1963, he was invited by the local NAACP chapter to their annual Freedom Dinner and would be the first white elected official to receive the invitation and attend.
I think Senator Strong has been a part of the NAACP some 40 years or more. And he was even a member of it when it wasn't even popular for whites to be a part of this great organization. And so we've been there. He struggled along with us trying to have a better community here in the Longview area.
In 1967, while Jack was state senator in Austin, he joined the NAACP and was one of the first white people. Maybe he was the only white member of the NAACP in Longview at that time, which showed a sensitivity and an openness and a broad-mindedness on his part that he has exemplified throughout his career.
The next year, he graciously attended the NAACP dinner again, and that is where he met a lifelong friend, Barbara Jordan, an emerging civil rights leader and the first African-American to win a seat in the Texas Senate since 1883. Senator Strong proudly recalls the many strides in race relations that were gained due to that friendship.
He looks at people and talks to people and values people for who they are on the inside. It just has never occurred to Jack, I don't think, to ever look at somebody on the outside And he's really interested in someone's character and what they believe in and what they stand for, rather than what they look like or how much money they have or what part of town they live in.
I had been a supporter of John Connally when he was elected governor, and we were pretty much good political allies. And so I started looking through, I got a list of all of the board appointments that the governor could make.
Standing strong in his belief that it was time to appoint people of color to the various state boards and commissions being selected at that time by Governor John Connally. Senator Strong worked with Governor Connally and was successful in appointing Dr. I.E. Willis of Longview to a state board and Dr. Holliday of Fort Worth to the State Board of Pardons and Parole.
I think I got about either 8 or 9 appointed. Dr. Willis was one of them.
Jack has said that whether his friends agree with him or not on the race issue, they respected him for remaining true to his convictions.
I think Jack personifies the word liberalism in the truest sense of that word, in that he's not limited by traditional definitions and aspects and attitudes. He has always, I think, personified what Martin Luther King said in his Dream speech, that he does not judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Jack Strong was the first elected official to initiate conversations with the black community. During this time, he formed a coalition of local black ministers to help inform and educate him about the needs and issues relevant to the black citizens of Longview. He was the first elected official to proudly and openly shake hands with black men on the post office steps and the streets of Longview.
I met Senator Strong back in those days when he set up committees with Reverend Hawkins, Reverend S.Y. Nixon, Reverend Bratler, R.B. Bratler, and that bunch, to try to help iron out some of the problems and see what some of the needs and filling out the black community and what it was that we were trying to accomplish back then within AACP. I wouldn't go as far as to say he was the only, but he was certainly in a minority group that would reach out to the minority community to try to help bring about some cohesiveness and unity in the community. And that's why I feel that he's so deserving of this award even today. I think it's long overdue. I guess I'm probably partial to him because I feel a strong attachment to him and his family. He's a great man and most deserving of this honor.
I'm really proud that I had the honor to nominate him for the Unity Award. I know it's always a hard decision for the committee to choose the recipients, and I tried to make it easier for them this year by nominating Jack.
Compassionate, merciful, brilliant, full of integrity, dedicated to leadership, and brave.
I am so ever grateful to have a father that allowed me to become a woman who really believes and loves people. I'm eternally blessed.
He taught me about courage. He's taught me to stick to my convictions, to believe in what's right and not necessarily what's popular or what's easy. I thought this is the perfect honor at the perfect time for the perfect person.
I think his life is his legacy, what he's done, his openness and his willingness to stand up for people and to include people.
As a father, husband, grandfather, and senator, Jack Strong has dedicated his life to making sure that the creed, all men are created equal, has relevance and meaning and remains key to governing our daily lives as Americans.
But the most important thing of all is how we as individuals, day by day by day by day, understand that we're all part of God's family, and we should all be treated the same way.